Well, hello everyone. TheOntarioGardener here, back with a special bonus remodel episode. Because, because I said in my last episode, we needed to get a portioner. And the thing is, what we did, if you remember, is we actually had a combiner from the day before. We researched it, and then on the blueprint desks, as always, we saw, 2 or 3 portioners? Because that is the Ontario luck. So what we're going to, this is a full remodeled episode or day. I'm going to put my prep goes up to speed 2, just to move a little bit faster. And I'm basically moving things out of the way that don't need to be here. And we will just, we will redo this stuff as far as putting this stuff where it needs to go a bit later on. But first we have to get all of this stuff out of here because I don't know what's going to fit where. So what I want to do, actually, I'm going to put my research up here just to get it out of the way. That's the only thing I'm doing with this, is just getting it out of the way. It likely isn't going to stay here because I won't be able to access this room. Now remember, in 2 more days, we're going to have another group go up, like another group size go up. So we got to be a little careful with that. Now, it'd be nice if I could access this room, but I mean, I could use this room to make the coffee, to push it through, but I think we're going to be fine. We're also working on TPs, teleporters. What do we have? How many in here? We have 79 coins, so we could easily buy 2 of them right now. If we'd have another, I don't need it. It's just when we move tables around, this is going to be a bit janked because it's going to go up to, actually, what card did we take the last time? I don't remember. Oh, Victorian Standards. Okay, so that's basically a free card. Because our group size are going to go up from 8 to 10 to 9 to 11. And then we get another card on day 21. And we could get large groups, which would really throw this for a pickle. Or even the flexible dining, which is +1 and -1. Okay, so let's just get the rest of this stuff out of here. I don't know how many counters I'm going to use. All right, so the easiest... Well, okay, so the design that I have is going to be a 6x6 area, roughly 6x6. Now, the coffee or the teapots, I'd like, if I could rig that up actually to be down here somewhere, I think that would be, what the frick? Okay, I think that would be better. So let's see if we can actually do that. And I'm going off of one of my previous designs here, obviously, because it's a tried and true method. Is that how you say it? Tried and true. That I know it works. So there's no reason to not do it. So we're going to have this down here like this, and then we're going to have another grabber. I'm just using regular grabbers for now. They could, mostly all this system could be used with regular grabbers, not corner grabbers. All right, we have that, we have our sink, because what this is going to do is going to pull the cup, the combiner will combine the water, and then what you're going to do with here is we're going to use a smart grabber up here. So what we'll do is you have to do a bunch of practice modes for this type of thing because you have to get it set properly. And you want to have a smart grabber because potentially this could pull through here, but we're going to have it where it's not steeped. But the problem is you can't do it that way. You have to do it with one that's steeped. Because if you don't, what happens is this one will steep in here, and then it'll break the system. So you're going to have one that's steeped, and it's perfectly fine. The other way, you could do it with regular grabbers, but the worry is that this could reach this too quickly. And at the end of the day, as soon as this grabs one that's steep, it's going to pass it along. And we're never backed up where we need like 3 or 4 like instantly. It never ever works that way. So if I can actually, okay, you can't use prep stations for this. So this basically right here is the automation. Now this is having 2 teapots. If we push it like this and we put a corner grabber in, which we don't actually have, well, we have tons of corner grabbers, they're just not turn the corner. We could actually have a few more going here like this, right? We could even put this down like this if we really wanted to save space, but I think this would be okay. Having a runway this small should be okay as long as we get everything else set up. And then the teacups we actually have to still serve, or we have to, serve. So I'd like to put them right here, but putting them here would probably be okay. I mean, I think we're going to try to have an end goal of this is going to be, is that going to work though? I think that might be a little bit too, because the other one's going to be up here then. I don't know if they're going to be able to reach that way. Because it's a bit, I'd like to push this all down one space. So let's see if we move some of this stuff. I'm not going to delete this stuff. I just want to move it out of the way. Yeah, let's just move all this stuff and see if we can cram this in a slightly better way. Can I put it there? All right, I'm just putting things here. It's going to block everything, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so can we cram this a slightly different way? And I think we can. We put this, see the teapot has to go into this like this. So that blocks off that doorway. That's the only kind of tricky thing there. We have to be aware of getting out there. Actually, you know what? We don't, because we have this fully automated now, so we don't actually have to get into the dining room at all, which is great. So yeah, if we slide this down like this and we put this here, and then we can actually slide this down one more space, and we can have a corner grabber here. And I like to set things as we go, because eventually you're not going to be able to reach it. So let's just see what happens here. Nothing's happening because the combiner is turned the wrong way. The combiner is turned the wrong way. There we go. So let's do practice again. I wish there'd be a quick practice button. All right, so it's going to come through. It's going to combine. And also, you're combining 2 ingredients on 1 square, which typically that doesn't work anyway. But by doing it this way, you're going to have 1, 2, 3 steeped, and that's plenty. If we end up having a really bad, problem with this, we could always put another grabber over here, just sitting here to having an extra one. But as you can see, it goes pretty quickly, and then this is just constant, because the teapots are consumables. Everything that's in this run, the teacups, the teapots, the iced, the lattes, they're all consumables, so there's nothing that returns. So there you go, and then you're actually going to have 4 ready to go waiting for us. So that's going to be great, I think. And then what we'll do is we'll put the teacups, will be more here. This is quite tight, but I think we'll make it work. So the next thing we want to tackle, well, basically is the whole thing. So the way I have my setup, I'm using four of these, and that's exactly what we want to use. So the first one we want to go is we're going to do the iced lattes down here. So we got to figure out here. We don't have one that we don't. Ooh, do we have any other smart grabbers? This might be a problem. We need 1, 2. We need 3 smart grabbers that have coffee. So that's these 3. Do we have a smart grabber in here? Ooh, we might be a little okay. Oh shoot. Okay. That actually might be a problem if we don't have a smart grabber there. We may have to do this manually for 1 day, which I think is still okay, because we really need the smart grabber, because we actually need 1, 2, 3. We need 5 for this setup, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a bit of a pickle, because I didn't take enough. Okay, so what we'll do is just for today, we'll let it go. And what I want to do here is we're going to set this properly, because most of this is going to be hidden. And the problem is, where am I going to put my research? Ooh, I might have to leave a space to put the research up here. So I'm just waiting for the coffee to come through, and then we can do an iced, and this is going to be iced. So what we're going to have to do for the 1 day, really, because we have all smart grabbers at the top, or sorry, all corner grabbers at the top, and we'll just be able easily to just go bang, bang, bang. There we go, and get a smart grabber for tomorrow. So this is going to go here, because this needs to be a smart grabber, because otherwise it's just going to pull the cup through, and that's going to lead us to a bad time. So this is going to go here. Actually, this is going to go, we're going to do, I mean, I could maybe rejig this a little bit, but I think we're just going to leave it as is. We can always, actually, I could probably put this back up here, really, if I think about it. All right, and we need our other combiner. This is the only other combiner that we need a bunch of, actually, we can put the combiner right here, so that fills that space quite nicely, I think. And we could actually probably put this one here, and then this doesn't actually, you have to run it. You run this one, you run it this way. You actually run it through the portioner. And then what we need to do is, this is where we need the other milker. Whoops. The other milker is going to go right about here. And then these are all smart grabbers. I'm just really trying to use the regular grabbers first. And then here, what we're going to do is, we just need to filter the coffee with the other coffee machine. Now I got to figure out, we might have to redo this a little bit. Because this one is actually feeding, well, well, we have lots of grabbers. So that's going to go like that. This is going to be a corner grabber. Let's set the corner grabber now. And then this one's going to be set to go like that. Because the one that's all on the one side, that's going to be the one that's feeding. And actually what we could do even easier is if we set this here. This has to go like that, and then we can set this one too. Let's just set it now. Again, if there's a mod, if modders are out there, this is where I'd love to have it set up. So this should grab the set. Ooh, is it not going to do that? Interesting. I think that's the one downside with this type of setup, is it actually doesn't do that, because this will never back up. Interesting. Okay, so we have to do it a different way. Well, we basically have to do it the way that we were going to do it in the beginning. And that's going to be, I wonder if it would pull it like that, if this is a straight grabber. The issue is if it doesn't do that, then we're going to be in trouble. So let's just push it back the way we originally going to have it. It's fine. It's just, this isn't the setup. This is the setup that I have, but it's not exactly the setup that I have. But let's just watch this. This is going to work. We can just watch to make sure we're going to get the milker through, because the milk's going to feed in. The other milk is just going to sit here, but it's fine because it'll auto feed it anyway. Doesn't really matter. And this one doesn't have to be a smart grabber because there will always be milk here. You see, just watch what happens. So you need the smart grabber at the bottom there where the ice is, because if not, it's just going to pull the cup through. And unless you have some kind of looping system, which really wouldn't be great. Look at that. So you'll see we have one more milk for the latte, and then you'll see that it's quick enough that this one's going to be put, boom, right back in there. So you'll never have a lull here. And this you can see is pulling both evenly, and that's exactly what we want. And that is very, very sweet. I love it. Okay, so then the next one is going to be just your regular coffee, which is the easiest, honestly. And we could probably push this even to be here. Just do a bit of a janky setup like this. And this is where this one's going to come into play, because we could, oh man, if we'd have another one, that would be even better. That might be something that we can shoot for, getting another one. Because we can put, let's see, how can we do this? We can do it like that, and we can put a conveyor here, because this is just going to be, oops, this is just going to be a filler area here. This one can go like that, and then we can have this puppy here. So yeah, the way the setup normally would be is that this one here is going to feed this one, not this one. But it honestly doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect how it works. We're just using a lot more grabbers to make this work. But as you can see, we still have like a ton of them. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. So let's just make sure this runs, and then we'll turn. Yeah, this should work. I mean, this should work flawlessly. Let's just see what happens, because the one, you need to have at least one provider. You can have it. You can have one because it'll feed automatically. So all right, let's see what we got. Latte done, iced coffee done, regular cafe done. So the tea isn't done because we have to. Actually, you know what? I wonder if that would, let me just see if that would actually work. I'm a little bit hesitant that it will work like this, because in the past it never would. But we can see what happens, because I think what happens is it's going to, ooh, it actually looks like it is working. Interesting. Interesting that, because they did change the mechanics, because the way that it used to be is when you would pick up one of these, it would reset, or it would continue to... Actually, I think we don't have to use a smart grabber here. I just want to see what happens when it backs... Well, it shouldn't matter if it backs up, right? Let's just pull these out. Because if we take that out, it's not going to do anything, right? Just pull it... Yeah, because the... Oh, see, okay, there we go. So there it did it. See, it's funny because look at that. Now it's not working. That's so interesting, isn't it? Wow. Okay. So yeah, we do need a smart grabber for that. But what we can do in the meantime, just for today, is we could rig this very, very, very easily to have doing this, because this will steep it by itself, and as soon as it's mixed, slap it here, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4 teapots just like ready to go. Even we can bring this counter, well, I don't need all these counters, bring this counter back, we could actually have 5, right? So that, wow, this opens up so much space. Now the problem is we can't get out anywhere. We could if we'd redo this, but I think we're not going to be able to. So what we want to do down here is we want to put the phone here. Actually, we don't even need this anymore. So we can actually get rid of. I'll save it. I don't want to get rid of everything. The clipboard stand we'll put up here, because this is where we'll be doing the research. We'll move all the research back in as Seki-owned. This can go right here, and then the trainers can go. Well, that can't stay there, obviously. Let's put the trainers, we can just put them right here. It doesn't matter. This can go, this can't go here. We need to be able to access this. But we're not really calling anybody, you know. So we can put the phono right here. And then let's just move all this stuff back. So we don't really need another portioner. Is there anything better that we could use down here? I mean, I think I'm going to I think what I want to do is copy the table. I don't think we're going to need another portioner. How much? What does it cost? 30 coins. Well, no, we're not going to need another portioner because we are in. Yeah, right. Because we're in the we're the coffee shop, so we're not going to get any other cards for this. So what we'll do is let's just copy a table, and then I want to be able to research. I'm just to see how I want to lay this out. This just needs to be copied, and then. What else? This just needs to be. They actually don't need to be copied. So what we'll do is we'll put a discount in here because we don't need any more yet. We will eventually because this will have to be spread out a bit. So what we'll do is let's just buy one of these, boom, boom, and then we're gonna buy one of these. So I like to keep buying grabbers because we have 9 groups, right? So eventually we may have to put in another table, but where we could put it here because you would have a table of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 would be the maximum we could have here, which I think would actually be okay. This one is just basically nothing, so I'll just put the terminal in here. This is irrelevant to me, honestly, really irrelevant. And then what I want to upgrade is I only want to upgrade. Excuse me. I only want to upgrade. How do I get in here? If I do it like that, then I can get in here because I discount everything. This is irrelevant. This probably does upgrade to something. I guess the automatic ordering terminal. I don't know. I want to upgrade this one. It's gonna actually upgrade. I don't want to upgrade both though. I just want to upgrade one of them. So what we could do is if we take this and put this here and put this here and then put this here. That way, there we go. So that way, yeah, that's good because that way this one, I can turn this way. This way, this won't upgrade. It will copy, discount everything. This won't upgrade anyway. Upgrade this to a smart grabber because we need at least one, and then this will do this, and then we could actually, oops, shoot. We could actually put this through here, and then let's just do one quick practice. Well, we're not going to start the day, obviously, because, well, this is just the bonus episode. Let's look how sweet this is going to be. Now, remember, we have the slow brew, right? So it does take a bit of extra time. But it's just going to be pumping it out, boom, boom. There should be, depending on how it's set up, they would be doing it, the speed would be the same. But the regular coffee has an extra grabber in it. So it has an extra little bit of time to go through. And the ice actually takes a while because you have, well, the ice. Now, could you rig that to have 2 ice machines? And the answer is yes. Is it necessary? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know if it would do anything, right? So, like, you could do it, but is it necessary? No, because as soon as the first table comes in, down here we have the tea, because what we're doing here is basically just going like this, going like this, doing this. And they will steep on this, so you will have to kind of jigger this around a bit. But look at that. Now we have 5. Actually, you're going to have 6 teapots ready to go. So this is amazing. All right. So make sure this works. Oh, of course it does. So this is a great setup. Now, this isn't exactly how my setup is in my tutorial. Head on over to search coffee shop automation, PlateUp or something. You'll get the link. This is the only part that's a bit different how it's set up because normally it would fit in a 6x6, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by, well, whatever this is. But if this would be a regular 6x6, if this wall wouldn't be here, this would be tucked up in here. But for now, it's fine. And yeah, there we go. So this is our remodel day. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you enjoyed the episode, I do like doing the big remodels. I like doing them on camera because a lot of people, they've commented me or sent message saying, hey, I like seeing the remodel days because you always talk through what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I like doing that for you guys. So if you like that stuff, leave me a comment about it. And as always, hit that subscribe button, tick the bell notification icon. Next episode, we're going to be right back to gameplay, which is going to be OT Day 19. And then OT Day 20, we're going to get bigger groups. And we'll be okay. We'll be okay here, but I think we might start bringing in an extra cake stand. That'll free up 2 spots here, blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to rock and roll. So that's that, guys. Catch you next time.